Hello.
Damn, it actually worked.
Well, you're the first words out of your mouth is damn. We're gonna have to do it again for the YouTube video. Hello.
Fudge cookies, it actually worked.
Hello. Welcome to another episode of Best of 5 where things happen flawlessly. My name is Ilan. First take of the day, Steve. It was a good one. Congratulations. I'm joined here.
That's why they call you One Take Elon.
Yep, that's me. Go practice room? Nah. One take. I'm joined here as always by the main squeeze, the Ace King offsuit jerk, Steve.
Let's fist bump.
How's it going, Steve?
It's going. On a scale of 1 to going, it's going.
Good. That's the highest.
That's the maximum of the 1 to hello scale.
Oh, man, we got Blue
We're
and
in
Kwanzaa
for
in
a
the chat.
night.
We're in for a night. You know why, chat? Because we're going to talk about the weekend recap. We're going to talk about the return of Persona 4 Ultimax 2. Who would have thought we were say that name in 2021? I didn't.
This year is fan fiction.
Yeah, true. Speaking of fan fiction, we got caught up with all the new characters last week, and you would think we'd be caught up this week, but no, we still have a lot to go through. You ever watch Game of Thrones, Steve?
I've watched a couple episodes.
Okay, they have one episode that's called The Battle of the Bastards. And we're going to do our best reenactment of that in fighting game terms, which we're going to call the Battle of the Betas. And then we're going to talk about a trailer.
That you actually have not seen.
You know what's funny, Steve? Now that I've seen the name of it, I think I may have seen it, but I just passed by it.
No. If you saw this trailer, you would know you saw this trailer.
Okay, I guess I have not seen that trailer. So we're in for a treat. We also have a couple of things that aren't on here that I'm going to talk about, mainly including Formula One and how inconsistencies kind of tend to ruin that sport. But, you know, look, I don't have a dog in the fight, right? I don't, like, I'm a McLaren person, right? And they kind of bed, sorry, Steve, on the second half of the season. So it doesn't matter to me which way the title went. However, there were some shenanigans going on at the end of that. I think everybody agrees. The fact that Mercedes protested it, and the director and the stewards were like, "Oh, you want us to investigate a problem that we caused? Okay, no problem here."
Do we need to just create a 4-minute timer for this and just let you?
Well, it's almost over. It's almost over. And my favorite part is that the FIA and the Motorsports Association of the World, or whatever they're called, are doing a full investigation on it. And the FIA and all of Formula One, including the drivers, are going to sit down and be like, here's what happened and why it's bad, and then send it off to the higher-ups. It's going to be great. Anywho, this is a fighting game podcast.
Allegedly.
So we're going to talk about fighting game stuff, including the patent pending weekly recap, which, Steve, will you please hit us with that dang there recap, will you? Let me go ahead and highlight it because I got the buttons for it. Bam.
I think we can do that. Let's start with the Capcom Pro Tour. Second North America Midwest event this past weekend, and case of second verse, same as the first. Hollywood Rob TV, Mr. Robert Television, for the second time this season, gets the win in a CPT online event. And for the second time this season, he beats his co-host Brian F. in that grand final. Brian F. does get the qualification spot for Capcom Cup because obviously Rob TV's already in. Dual Kevin rounding out the podium. Joey representing the Twin Cities in the top 4 as well. Just a Kid finished tied for 5th with I can't read that name. Can you fill that in, Ilan?
No. Every week you're gonna keep trying to get me to say it, and every week I'm gonna say no, Steve.
Until he keeps finishing top 8. He's a good player. He deserves to have his name said.
Mm-hmm. And it's a great thing you're here for the recap.
There are going to be weeks where I'm not here.
No.
There's going to be weeks where you got to lead the recap, and this is one of those duties.
Well, and here's the thing, Steve. There is some crazy weather happening at your end, so if we lose you, then I'm sorry to everyone in advance.
So it is December 15th, and we are under a tornado watch. We have there's a possibility we're watching it. It is likely that we will be hit with 50-mile-an-hour winds where I live, and that might happen during the show. So if my feed just freezes and I'm disappear, that's probably why. Power outage, what have you. So fingers crossed.
If that happens, then you're all stuck with me, and we're gonna go sleuthing on Twitter. You bet your bottom dollar. You thought I was gonna say ass. I'm trying, Steve. I'm trying. Anywho, we got a recap to keep going here. Was there more Capcom Street Fighter V action?
There was. We saw more action in the Street Fighter League. On the U.S. side of things, it was a back and forth affair between UYU, the basement dwellers, and Vodafone Giants. It was a win for UYU, a bit of an upset. NL getting things done for his squad, getting all 3 wins for his team to power them to a 3-2 win. Nasser Esports continues their dominance, 3-1 win over Bandits. They are now 2.5 games clear at the top of the standings. They're pretty much locked up for a playoff spot. It will be official of their next game. Before we
move on, I just want to point this out first. I'm very surprised that UIU, especially since they were having such a streak of bad luck, finally pulled it off against the Vodafone Giants, or as they are now called, the Giants. And this is also
2 weeks in a row. 2 weeks in a row.
Steve's 0-2 for the Giants spelling matchup. so we needed to add that to the graphics there.
Typing's a blow up. But the big takeaway is now you've got a 1-horse race in the chase for first place with Nasser. Everyone else is within 1 game of each other, between 3-3 and 2-4. And the top 4 teams at the end of the season get to make the playoffs. So still a lot to be settled there. Not so much to be settled on the Japanese side of the Street Fighter League equation, because that regular season is now done. Good 8 squad, 9 points clear, 2 full matches and change of the rest of the field. They are the number 1 seed going into the playoffs. We already knew who the other 4 teams in the playoffs were. Roto Z, Mildom, Shinobiism, and Gyogun. But seeding is now settled. So, there are 2 dates to keep in mind. January 8th, you've got that 4-team bracket. 2 and 3 will face off on the quote-unquote winner side. 4 and 5 will face off on the loser side. The winner of that one faces the loser of that first match. And whoever survives that goes to the finals on the 29th. Those 2 teams will face off, and the winner of that one plays Good 8 Squad in the grand final. So, got a little bit of time to get ready for that. Let's kick things over to Guilty Gear. We had a couple of events in the ArcRevo online series. We had the 3rd European qualifier, EMEA qualifier to be exact. This one covered Russia, a lot of the Baltic states, as well as Israel. And it was a couple of Israeli players making noise. Juxtaposer, who has one of the best names of the week, I have to say, finishing 4th. But his countryman Zando is your winner, holding up Zato Van in the grand finals. Belarus on the podium. Good to see Belarus represented.
That's motherland right there.
Kurokic finishing out the top three there. So Zando is headed to the EMEA ArcRevo finals. We have our first tickets punched for ArcRevo America finals as well. And it features a name that is familiar to some. Days is your grand final winner, holding off the other qualifier from this weekend, Flash Metroid.
That's a name I haven't heard in about 7,000 days.
You had to do it, didn't you? I was just going to let that go. I was going to point it out, let people think it if they want, but I wasn't going to say nothing. You just had to put it all out there.
I mean,
that's just wrong, man. That's just wrong.
Is it?
It's just wrong. You paid him back. You paid him back. Devil Chip.
All right.
You paid him back. Devil Chip and Jan and H-Town rounding out the top four.
Ooh, big up to Jan. Good Marvel 3 player. Making his name in Strive.
You got Marvel players. You've got Street Fighter players. People are coming from everywhere to get that Strive money. There was also some Tekken on display. We had a couple of events, a couple of regional finals, excuse me. One of them was for Southeast Asia, and it had a very strong Thai flavor to it. 6 of the top 8 finishers, including the entire top 4, representing Thailand. Book getting the win over Shinakuma in the grand final. Jue Storm and Freaky finishing out the top 4. Those are the 4 players who made it out of group play.
Yeah, Book's been on a tear.
He has been very, very good, and he was pretty dominant in that grand final too. So, a little bit closer in the Oceania side of things. This came down to the wire, but it was 500 milligrams tren per week. I have no idea what tren is. Hopefully it's good. If it's not good, kids don't do it. But 500 got the win over Extrament in the grand final. Wowzer carrying the flag for New Zealand as that nation's top finisher. Yagami also making it out of group play.
So I googled 500 milligram tren per week, and I'm happy to report that I don't think it's something awful, but I do believe it's a weightlifting meme, because I immediately got taken to Quora. For those of you that don't know Quora, it's the successor to Yahoo Questions. And the question is, does 600 milligram of tren a week actually give you a lot more gains than 400 milligrams a week?
Here's my question for if you should listen to Quora. Do they know how to count days of the week?
Oh, it's a steroid. Okay, got it. Sorry, go on.
Because the last time I heard bodybuilders discussing numbers and counting, there was a huge disagreement about how many days were in a week and what counts as a week. It was a nightmare. It was a nightmare.
Gotcha. Well, now we know that it is indeed steroids. So
don't do it, kids.
We're gonna have to check on 500 milligram tren per week for performance enhancing drugs here after winning the Oceania regional finals.
Oh man. Let's take a look at some players who are pure. You know, not just in terms of performance enhancing substances, but performance history as well. Because we had something special happen at the North America Regional Final for DBFZ. The top 4 finishers there were Nitro NY, Sonic Fox, Hook Gang God, and Zane. 3 of those names you're probably familiar with if you watched other DBFZ offline events. Zane is a newbie. This was his first ever offline event. Made it through group play, made it to top 4, and he is now in the DBFZ World Championship. So congratulations to him, starting his offline career strong.
Yeah.
And let's close out our event recap with a killer game. The KI World Cup Finals were this past weekend, and it was Nikki, guy who's been in it in the grind for a very long time. He got the win over Sonic Dolphin in the grand final. Night Slash, Crazy Skate Nate, rounding out the top 4. Do we have the graphic there?
No, nope.
What?
I think I missed it. Just keep going.
No. All right, so I'll just go through the results. Nikki, your winner. Sonic Dolphin, second. Night Slash and Crazy Skate Nate rounding out the top 4. Tying for 5th were SVM and not Alex V, who also, if you listen to the theme of the event, he made that. The Chronicle and Undead Gamer 2434 rounding out the top 8. And then we've got something to watch this week, the last week before Christmas. Do we have the graphic for that?
Also, no.
Are you kidding me?
That's on me. Just go.
Nope. That's
fix
on
it.
me. I will throw it in post.
We'll fix it in post, yeah. But what do we have to watch for next week, though? It's fine. What's going on, Steve?
It's been that kind of day.
Yeah, it's okay.
So Thursday, we've got Week 10 of the Street Fighter League Pro-US. That will be on Capcom Fighters. This weekend on Saturday, Sunday, we've got a few things to look for. The Japanese regional finals for the DBFZ World Championship. That is on Dragon Ball Fighters, their channel. You've got CPT back in action for the last event of 2021, the UK and Ireland second qualifier there. The Tekken Online Challenge continues with Europe East and Europe West regional finals on Tekken. ArcRevo will have the Mexico qualifier on Arc System Works U. And if you're looking for Smash, there is the Smash World Tour Championship on VG Bootcamp, as well as VG Bootcamp 2, 3, and 4. So some good quality platform fighter action. They're good quality events all the way around. And there's one more that I feel I need to bring up. If you are a fan of old man games or old woman games or old person games,
Marvel 3?
All even older than that. Super Turbo. We've got a prestigious tournament happening this weekend. It is the Fruit Cup.
Wait, that one I do have.
Yeah, the Fruit Cup. This is... Remember when Fish were playing Street Fighter? That's still happening. So that will take place Friday at 5:30 Eastern, 2:30 Pacific. It will be on twitch.tv/Fish Plays Street Fighter.
Steve, we're betting a pizza on this, right?
Oh, okay, yeah.
We got to bet a pizza on this.
Who you got?
I'll take Barry.
I will go Viking fan. I gotta go Grape.
Okay,
You know,
so
I'm going for the upset.
Okay, so I got Barry, you got Grape. Whoever makes it further gets the pizza.
Fist bump on it.
All right. It is COVID times. Let's fist bump on
it.
Barry for the win. I agree.
Oh man.
So yeah, be excited. And next week we'll have the exciting conclusion to this pizza bet. We haven't had a pizza bet in a while. It's about time, Steve.
It really is. I mean, we gotta wait for the right stakes. We gotta wait for that right event.
Yep, and
to bust it.
no event screams pizza bet quite like Fish playing Street Fighter Super Turbo.
Oh, by the way, there was a 12v12 in DBFZ between France and the U.S. France took our cookies. They
Oh
took
yeah,
them. They dunked it in the. France is too good. They're too good.
Yeah, the U.S. got washed pretty hard. I didn't even see it. I just heard about it on Twitter. And if I hear about how bad they lost on Twitter, you're like, it's pretty bad.
Well, let's be honest. 10 or 12-11 can be described as a blow up on Twitter.
Yep.
10-9 or 12-1 could be, well, all the sets were close. So you never know. It was 12-11.
The fact is they lost. That's a wash, Steve. They got washed.
That's how it is. It's either number one spot or dead game. It's either you win or you got washed.
Yeah. What's that Nelly song? Number 2 is not a winner. And 3 nobody remembers, Steve.
I'm having Nelly being quoted to me. I don't know how to feel about that. Speaking of throwbacks, can we talk about the throwback we learned about this week?
Yes, we can, Steve. The Game Awards happened last week, for those of you that live under a rock. The Game Awards being the awards show spearheaded by Jeff Keighley, also known as Hideo Kojima's biggest fan. And the Game Awards has started being one of those events where a lot of things get announced, right? We haven't had an E3 for a hot minute. So a lot of companies were kind of saving up their ace in their holes, or like the ace in the sleeve, ace up their sleeves, and to showcase it at the Game Awards. And we got some pretty cool gaming announcements, or we got some pretty cool FGC news in there as well. One of them being, and I cannot believe I am saying this name in 2021, it's Persona 5's 25th anniversary.
Hello, the Game Awards! I come bearing news!
What's that character's name? Teddy?
Ever wonder
I like
what
that
happened
guy.
after Persona 4 Golden? Now you can check out Persona 4 Arena Ultimax and find out! I can barely wait to show you how everybody's doing! Persona 4 Arena Ultimax will be released for
Pre-order
PlayStation
today.
4,
March
Nintendo
17th
Switch,
it comes
and
out.
Steam
So
on
I guess March
17th. The
2022.
Steam pre-order will be available very soon.
Got this. We've got KOF in February. We've got a lot on our plate.
Yep. There is a lot of fighting games coming up on the horizon. I saw a tweet today. There was a picture of somebody sitting down, and they had like this giant like spread of amazing food, and like each food had their name. It was like Blaze Blue, Cross Tag, Rollback, Central Fiction, Rollback, Persona 4 Arena, King of Fighters 15, Dungeons and Fighter Duels, and it just said like, and it just showed like the guy sitting there like titled the FGC, and then the caption was the FGC's eating good this year.
Check.
So-
I threw it in the chat, in our chat.
Oh well, I just explained it, so nobody needs to see it because my explanation is great, Steve.
Everyone needs to see it.
Right.
It's a quality meme. Quality meme.
Hold on, you're gonna have to stall while I get this.
That's
up
okay.
Here.
That's okay. What I was curious about is there is just such a heavy, the people who love this game really, really love this game. I'm wondering how much of an impact do you think this could have on the future of the Persona series in terms of, are we gonna, the chances of a Persona 5 arena?
Look at this. This is the happiest I've ever seen a human being. But to answer your question, Steve, remember how a while ago Capcom decided to release Darkstalkers Remastered. And secretly, they didn't say this to anybody, but secretly they were like, we're going to gauge this to see if we're going to make a new Darkstalker. It didn't do too hot, so they didn't make a new Darkstalkers. Part of me thinks that this is Atlas's way of being like, hey, is there still interest in this? So I think it's a way. I think it's definitely a way of gauging interest to see where that game's gonna go. You know, I haven't played much of it. I remember I played I think literally one match of Persona 4 Arena when it was free on PlayStation Network on the PlayStation 3 or something. But a lot of people are super passionate about that game, so seeing it come back is never a bad thing. And I think it's not a bad thing for the people who love that game, and it's not a bad thing for the publisher either. So,
yeah. and it's really, there's still, like I said, a passionate community for that game. The opportunity to, at the very least, getting it on PS4 makes it more feasible to find this game in tournaments. I know Blue in the chat is talking about how they're going to run a tournament at CEO Otaku, and the fact that you don't have to bring lug PS3s out of the basement anymore to do it is a really nice. It makes a difference. But what I was gonna wonder about is, I don't necessarily think that it's guaranteed that we'll see Persona 5 Arena, but it is still going to be a new game, kind of, because this is the arcade update that never made its way to U.S. consoles.
Oh yeah, very true.
2.5. So there's going to be some new stuff people are going to be learning. The people who haven't gained access to that game through other means. Wink, wink. I'm not going to say anything. You're good. We're cool. But yeah, it's going to be interesting to see just how much of a revival we get to see out of that, because and not only that, but there are people who are probably being drawn in through games like BB Tag. You know, I was going somewhere with this and I forgot where I was going. So take me home.
Yeah. So you were talking about how people may not have had an opportunity to play this game through
this
normal
version,
means.
at least.
Yeah, this version of the game. And I couldn't help but think of I think it was 2013 NEC, where they had Marvel 2 on the Dreamcast, and it was a bootleg copy of it, where there was a Ricky Martin song in one of the stage music. And this was before there was a big hubbub about DMCA, so every time they played that game, it would just be Ricky Martin going, outside, inside, out. And then Yipes was singing along. Anyway, point being, we do what we can, and we enjoy the games that we can. When we can, and now we can enjoy it more. Anything else we want to talk about Persona 4, Steve? Oh, and to your point, I see what you were saying about maybe it's not a guarantee for Persona 5 Arena to come out. I honestly wouldn't be surprised if there was a Persona 6 Arena instead of a Persona 5 Arena down the line. Maybe this is one of those further down the line type of things. Who knows? Who knows, Steve?
There is just a whole lot of hunger for the fighting game market, especially in the anime scene, because we've seen how many crossovers in the last few years.
Too many.
We've seen, we're seeing DNF Duel, we're seeing Grand Blue, Persona, some others we'll get into later this episode.
Mm-hmm.
It feels like there is a bit more willingness to try to expand an audience for a fighting game, or audience for properties through fighting games now.
Mm-hmm.
Especially, the success of DBFZ certainly helped that case.
Yeah.
Grand Blue, especially if it didn't get hit with the COVID combo,
Yeah, that was unfortunate timing with unfortunate netcode.
Yeah.
And
But
go ahead. Sorry.
but yeah, I'm really excited to see people happy about this. It should be fun. I'm looking forward to those first tournaments. See people bust out that rusty tech.
Hell yeah. Can't wait. Steve, I want to talk about something else that is tangential to fighting games and also tangential to the Game Awards, because it was announced there. Now, I don't know if you all saw this or not, but our friends over at Iron Galaxy, more commonly known as the people who started developing Killer Instinct from Season 2 onward, I believe, and did an amazing job with it. The folks over at Iron Galaxy, we knew they were working on something. They said they were working on an original IP. They said they couldn't talk about it, but they were excited to show it off, and it is tangentially fighting game related. We finally got to see what they were working on, and it's a game called Rumbleverse, Steve. And this should be right up your alley as well, because it's not only like a fighting game thing, it's also a wrestling thing. So, Rumbleverse is Iron Galaxy's take. It's Iron Galaxy's take on a battle royale through the lens of a fighting game. Instead of me trying to explain this, I'm just going to pull up a couple of highlights, because friend of the show, Esteban the Besteban, much like myself, got completely hooked on this game, and all of a sudden we realized we had played 8 hours of this game, and they turned off the servers, and all of a sudden we're having withdrawal symptoms. He made a video, so if you go to Hold Back the Block over on YouTube, you could see his first impressions of the game and what the games are. But I just wanted to play a couple of scenes from the video.
Players could play the game for as much as they wanted in an 8-hour period. And I intended to maybe play for an hour or two and then get on with my day. I did not get on with my day. I played it for the full 8 hours. To-do list be damned.
All right, and that is that is his take on the game, and it is also my take. And I was seeing Katana Prime also is like suffering while we have to wait all the way until February for the next take at this game. So the way this game essentially works is you're a giant chunky superhero along with other giant chunky superheroes, and much like in a battle royale, you drop into this giant map with a circle that caves in. Instead of having guns, you find wrestling magazines and you learn wrestling moves, right? And those moves are either a hit move or a grab move. Along with those wrestling magazines, you also have protein powder, and each type of protein powder gives you a different buff. So if you drink a green protein powder, you're going to have more health. If you drink a yellow protein powder, you're going to have more stamina. And the entire game is this rock, paper, scissors of hits are prioritized over grabs. Grabs are prioritized over blocks. And so on and so forth, right? So you get to, like, Izuna drop people off of the top of a building for, like, a giant amount of damage. There's a super meter that you can use, like a TJ combo, where, like, if you have it and you die, you get to just come back with a percentage of your health. It's great. It is, without a doubt, some of the most fun I've had in video games in a hot minute. And this is a plea to the folks over at Iron Galaxy. Let us play it before February, will you? Like, can you just turn it on again on Christmas or something, please? I just want to play more of it. I'm missing out here. Like, I've been itching to play more. It's bad. It's bad. I can't stop thinking about it. Just please give us the game back. No, Steve, we need the game. We need the game back. Anyway, the game comes out in February, on top of everything else that's coming out in February. So big ups to Iron Galaxy and those guys, because damn, I did not expect that game to hook me as good as it did. I saw it and I was like, hey, this looks like fun, and then I started playing it. It's 8 hours later. So they got something special brewing, and it's through the lens of a fighting game, and it's pretty great. And I would like to play it more. Please, sir, may I have some more? Anyway, I just wanted to talk about Rumbleverse.
Are you happy now?
No.
Are you relieved?
I can't play the game. I'm not happy, Steve.
Don't cry because it's over. Smile because it happened.
No, Steve. All right. Let's get into it because we got a lot. Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
We should also mention that that Guilty Gear Strive won the award for
Best fighting
game of the year. Yeah, best fighting game at the Game Awards. So
yep,
congratulations to everyone at ArcSys.
It was in contention, or like it was competing with games like Naruto, Striker, something, Boruto, something. What else was there? I think like Melty Blood was in there. Which one?
Demon Slayer game.
Demon Slayer was in there. I'm sure there was another arena fighter that nobody thought about. Oh yeah, Nicktoons was in there. Virtua Fighter. You know, Virtua Fighter 5, the re-release of a game that was more than 10 years old, I think. But yeah, so big ups to the folks over at ArcSys.
It was Guilty Gear, Melty Blood, VF5, Nick All-Star Brawl, and Demon Slayer. So no Boruto, no Naruto.
Maybe Demon Slayer is the one that I saw, and I immediately like tied it in with another anime.
Demon Slayer, Naruto, it's all the same
thing.
I'm not gonna get hate over that at all.
Me neither. Speaking of hate, Steve, we got more new characters.
Can I call an audible?
Okay, let's call an audible, Steve. Where are we going?
Can we do the trailer, please?
Okay. We're going to talk about that trailer. Look, I don't know. You have been hyping up this trailer. And I can't help but be slightly uncomfortable. Anyway, here's that trailer.
Well, let me set the stage first.
Oh, okay. You got to set the stage. All right. Go for it.
So there is... there's a certain game that has been sort of chugging along quietly. It's called Phantom Breaker Omnia. This was announced a while back with some trailers that, you know, run of the mill. We knew it was coming in early 2022. We didn't exactly know when. Just this past week, they announced a specific release date for that game, and they did it in a very unique way. Now, Ilan has not seen this. He has legitimately, as far as I know, not seen this. So we're going to get a live reaction from this. And if any of you haven't seen this, enjoy.
Okay. Yeah, this entire game flew under my radar, so here we go. Rated T for teen.
Oh, yes! You want to know what time it is? It's Phantom Breaking time! Oh, yeah!
Oh, boy.
Let's go! The fire in my heart is burning!
Oh, no.
Is your body ready? 20 different characters! Are you
They don't look different at all.
3 different fighting styles, multiplied by 20 characters, and well, that's a lot of combinations! Maximum
Did he really not
combos!
want to say 60?
No way!
That's the part that pissed off Ace Queen.
Lots and lots of fighting! Oh my! Spicy! Go into
Excuse me?
overdrive and let's go crazy! Yeah! Boom! Unleash the power of 1,000 suns on your opponent! Not gonna lie, I'm actually excited about this one!
Oh, so he wasn't excited about anything else?
Oh, yes, indeed!
Why is there a tiger?
Jail card! Ask go and collect $200! Battle your way through story mode because reading is an essential life skill! What is she looking at?
Where did this come from?
This is a serious trailer?
This is
You
serious.
said you wanted more words and we listened! Push! Yeah! Click, clack, bada bing, bada boom!
Oh, that's where the title comes from. Okay.
Phantoms? Phantom Breaker Omnia! March 15th, 2022! The fire in your heart will be burning like habanero salsa!
I feel like they just gave somebody on Fiverr like $5 and were like, here you go. You know what else? You know what else? I think this is the most important part. This just makes me miss Crazy Taxi.
I got the Crazy Taxi feeling off of that too.
Yeah. Crazy Taxi 3.
Oh,
That's a trailer.
goodness.
Yeah. Now I see why it's that trailer.
That is, I watched this. I showed this to Ace Queen. Number one, she was upset like you were that they could not multiply 20 by 3. Number two, I was pretty close to going to bed alone that night after showing that to her.
Why?
Because that just sucked the mood out of everything else. It just burrows in your head and creates questions in your mind that you just can't get rid of. Like I understand it's a crowded market. Like, even this is coming out 2 days away from the new Persona game. You've got DNF Duel coming down the pipe. You've got obviously King of Fighters 15 in February. So yeah, you got to differentiate yourself a little bit to stand out from a packed crowd. I don't know if this was necessarily it's not the way I would go. I'll put it that way. Oh,
I don't know, Steve. Click, clack, bada, bing, bada, boom. I mean, I gotta buy this game now.
For me, and this isn't fair because, like I said, I know they have to differentiate. But the idea that they're doing this as part of their big selling pitch, it makes part of me feel like they don't think the game can stand on its own. And like I said, I know that's not a fair thought. Because the game does look, it's got Kurisu from Steins Gate, and I'm excited to see that. But
you said a lot of words that did not make sense to me in that sentence.
Okay, so Kurisu is a character from Steins Gate. She is in the game. She is one of 2 crossover characters in the game. I really like that show. It's a good show. You should watch it if you haven't.
Is that like, what's that other gate? It's like Stargate? The movie?
No, it is not like Stargate. It involves microwaves and time travel.
Interesting.
And Dr. Pepper.
Look,
it's really good.
I'm gonna say this though. That trailer got my attention. I'm sure it got your attention too. If it's that trailer, I'm pretty sure, hook, line, and sinker. Have we played any Rocket Panda games or Mages games before? Have they made anything fighting game related that's been?
Well, this is an update. The Phantom Breakers is a series. The last edition was out in 2013. So it is. So they're not exactly new to the scene.
You know what? I gotta watch it one more time. I'm sorry. I need to watch this one more time. We're gonna watch this, and then we're gonna plow through all of the other new stuff that we need to talk about. All right. We're doing it. I got it, Steve.
Oh, yes.
I just can't believe this is a thing. And that's not me not being able to believe it is not necessarily a bad thing.
Oh, yeah. Let's go. The fire in my heart is burning. Is your body ready?
All right, he said, "Is your body ready?" And I think I've had enough. All right. Let's move on to the other stuff. Because we have a bunch of stuff that we need to get through, including a trailer that dropped, I believe, like right before we started the show or during our start of the show. Steve, are you ready for more Dungeons & Fighters Duel?
Oh, yeah.
Sam? Anyway, here's this lady. She's got a dragon. Oh, she's a Dragon Knight. Okay, I guess this makes sense. Anyway, Steve, that's not the only one. Look at this guy.
We're just powering through.
We're powering through because it is 8:54. So, his name is Hitman. I'm assuming he is a Hitman.
That's a good guess.
Wow, those are two very good trailers. That's not all, Steve.
It just keeps going.
What's this guy, Vanguard?
Vanguard.
Now, I saw this trailer a little bit, and I gotta tell you, I'm a big fan of the buttons that take up the entire screen. But it makes me think that he's gonna get rushed down real bad. Oh. Man. 3 trailers in. There is one more. So it's crazy that we don't know anything about this game. Like, we don't know how it plays. We don't know what's happening in there. We just know that there's a lot of people who are next. And there's an open beta that we are going to dive into the issue with those dates in just a little bit. However, we need to watch this trailer here because this came out right as we were starting the show. You should probably get some audio on that, huh? Who's this? First person who doesn't have a job title as their name. Oh wait, no, actually, doesn't that mean ninja? Yeah,
It's
never mind.
female ninja.
All right, Steve,
there's
that
5 of
was
her?
what?
There's 5 of her. I'm down. I'm in. I'm excited.
Sorry, I need to catch my breath, Steve. We just went
I'm
through
interested.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We just went through 5 trailers in the span of 3 minutes. And I don't know if that's a testament to how fast we went through them or how awful this marketing is that we get 30-second trailers per characters now.
¿Por qué no los dos?
Very true. Probably both. Where is the thing? All right. So
we're,
Steve,
we're
we also
up
got
to date. Yeah, we're up to date on DNF Duel.
now
But there's more.
there is more, Steve, and you know, you figure after we saw the new characters for King of Fighters that they were done. No, they were not. Look at this guy. Is there no audio on this one? Oh no, there is. Anyways, talking some trash. Krohnen. Thank you. Yeah, K9999. Of course. There it is. So, he's the continuation of that character.
Man. Holy cow. I can tell you where my mind is at.
Where's that?
I saw that super, and the first thought I had was Saigato.
I don't know what that means.
If you don't know, you don't know. If you know, you know. And that's all we got to say about that.
Okay, great. Now, the other thing we do need to say about KOF and DNF, both of them end in F, and I'm pretty sure after a lot of the marketing went out, a lot of the PR folks and the marketing folks at those companies went, oh, F, because both of their betas are at the exact same time.
Pretty much.
So I think you tweeted out that 59 of the 60 hours allocated for both of those betas are overlapping. So
yeah.
So good luck out there to again, fighting game community's eating good. So we got DNF did not finish. We got KOF killed out of the finish. And by the time everyone has played both of these betas, I'm sure it will be finished playing fighting games for the end of the year.
So just to get some confirmation, both of these betas are this weekend. The KOF beta starts on Friday at 10 p.m. Eastern, 7 p.m. Pacific, and runs all the way through Monday at 10 a.m. Eastern, 7 a.m. Pacific. The DNF Duel beta, this is completely different.
Mm-hmm.
It starts at 9 p.m. on Friday and runs to 9 a.m. Monday Eastern Time.
Mm-hmm.
So completely different.
Yep.
Totally not the same.
Both only on the PlayStation 4 and 5. That's the other thing too. Yeah, none of these are on Steam. Makes me a little sad. But yeah, so we got some good old fighting game competition.
Are you planning on playing one over the other?
No. I was gonna play them. Well, I was gonna play them if they were out on Steam, but unfortunately, my PlayStation's in a box, so I can't. Sad times.
My PlayStation is not in a box.
So which one are you
count
playing?
The casing that it comes in which case it is in a box. I don't know. I enjoyed what little time I was able to get with KOF in Beta 1, and I'm hoping to get a little more in. I'm probably going to prioritize DNF Duel just so I can learn more about that game.
Mm-hmm.
That's more of an unknown to me. It's going to be... But hopefully I'll be able to play both. I doubt it because work has decided that Steve is going to do a lot of things over the next week and a half. So
Sorry, Steve.
it's okay. That's I got to be an adult. I got to make that paper, that Skrilla.
Get that bag. Yeah, and you know what? You hit on. Sorry. You hit on something that I actually started thinking about as soon as I stopped talking, which is the curiosity factor. I think is going to get a lot of people to play DNF at first, and then it's all up to DNF to keep people captivated. Because KOF has already had a beta. Granted, I think they have different characters this time around for us to play. So
yes, can we here? If I throw you
making
the
me do
link.
more work.
I know.
How dare
I'm
you make me work,
sorry.
Steve?
Let
Dadgummit.
me get it in the chat here so everyone can see.
All right. So I'm going to say this sentence while I do this over here, and then we will be able to see both of these pictures side by side as soon as this is done. And there we go. So, KOF 15 second open beta test. That's the cast that we'll be able to play. And as you see, also announced at the Game Awards. You could see that it was in the pre-show all the way at the top right there. It was the first thing announced again, which is interesting because I think last Jeff Keighley event, KOF 15 was also one of the first things announced. And if we move over to the next one, the open beta test for DNF Duel. Who's next? Now, those are some numbers that look very similar. 18, 19... ends at 23:59. This one ends at 23. So 59 minutes of difference between these two betas.
So you've got that 1 hour when you can solely focus at the beginning on DNF Duel.
Mm-hmm.
And you've got that 1 hour at the end where you can solely focus on KOF.
Yep.
The rest of the time, you got to choose. You got to make your decision. And it is a binding decision. You cannot.
You can't go back in time.
Change.
Yeah, you can't go back in time.
The path you walk is the path you walk.
Yeah.
By the way, here's the list for KOF this beta: Krohnen, Isla, Meitenkun, Antonov, K-Dash, Blue Mary, Rio, and Terry.
Awesome. And as we saw, the list for the DNF Duel is, I'm going to try to do this from memory. It's Grappler, Striker, Gunslinger, Hitman, Vanguard, Inquisitor, Dragon Knight. I think they're probably going to add the other ninja lady as well.
Kunoichi.
Yes. I believe that is the list for DNF Duel. How'd I do, chat? Did I miss any? I think I got them all. Oh, I missed Berserker. Dang it. I missed Berserker. I'm sorry. So anyway, now we got them all. Berserker was in there. Pretend I said it. All right.
You
Steve.
totally nailed it all. You nailed all of them.
Yes.
You got a 100% gold star.
Steel Trap up here. Speaking of Steel Trap, Steve, I realized in my haste of getting through DNF trailers that I thought our show ended at 9. However, our show isn't supposed to end at 9:30. However, for today, we're going to have a shortened show because I sped through those trailers thinking we were over time. Still getting used to this time zone. I will say this. For the future, I do not believe we will be sticking to Wednesdays. And here's why. Wednesday night fights in Next Level Battle Circuit are tonight, and they're happening right now. Actually, Next Level Battle Circuit's probably over by now.
Well, I think NLBC got canceled.
Oh.
At least some of the NLBC got canceled.
Yeah, so we don't want to be trying to do a show while the two biggest locals are happening. So we are definitely going to be finding a new place for Best of 5 to live on, and we will let you know once we reach that decision.
The time is still up in the air, but it will likely, we think, remain at this 8 o'clock junction.
Mm-hmm.
Simply because with you working on the left coast, it gets a little,
Dicey.
doing this earlier is a lot more difficult.
Yep. You know what? Why don't we do this? You all know our email, bestofvshow@gmail.com. Hit us up on there with what times you want. Also hit us up on the Discord. We have a Discord. You can talk to us in there. Let us know what kind of time works for you. I know we do have a couple people we don't usually see, and we have a couple people that we usually see on our Tuesday slot here. So we'll try our best to find a place that everyone gets to see our face. I'm a poet, and I wasn't even aware. Now, with all this said, Steve?
There is one last thing I want to touch on, and it is a bit of a sad note. But please send some love up to the Michigan scene, the Corn team. Yachty Williams, unfortunately, has passed away unexpectedly. So please keep his family, his friends, his loved ones in your thoughts tonight.
Yeah, we're still in the midst of it all, but big ups to the crew up there and to Yachty's family and friends. Yeah, it's rough out here. Steve, I think it's time for us to wrap it up. So, thank you everybody for watching. I have been Ilan. Again, hit us up at bestofvshow@gmail.com. Hit us up on the Discord. Hit us up on the YouTube comments. Hit us up on the Twitch comments. Tweet at us. I don't know. Do a bunch of stuff. Do whatever you want to do. Don't let me tell you what to do.
Just don't send it by pigeon.
Yeah,
That'll
pigeons
take a while.
Yeah, carrier pigeons are extinct too, so I don't think that can happen. But this has been another episode of Best of 5. This is the main squeeze day. King offsuit. Jurek. Thank you, Steve. Thank you, chat. Thank you, YouTube. Thank you, SoundCloud. Anything else we need to add, Steve?
Just one thing.
What's that?
Good night, Canada.